Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and it's time for what I thought was the last day of the spoilers, but according to MythicSpoiler.com, we have seen 267 out of the 280 cards, so we're missing 13, which seems a bit odd, but okay. So let's start out with Ghastly Gloom Hunter. It's a zombie bat. About time we had one of those. 1/1 for 2 with kicker 4, flying lifelink. Oh, a flying lifelinker that's almost for 1. Almost. Anyway, if it was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 2/1/1 counters on it. Okay. Couple things in the game care about gaining 3 life, so that's just nice. I mean, yeah, it's 6 mana. It's more like, oh, if you have it. But yeah, I'd probably put this in a deck that was, a black-white life gain. I don't think I'd put it in 4. Next up, Orion Reef Ooze. It's a 2/2 for 3, and it's rare, and when it enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control, and then when it attacks, put a 1/1 counter on each attacking creature with a 1/1 counter on it. So it's, recurring free counter dump, but you have to swing all out with creatures that, I guess in theory, you wanted to be bigger. I mean, maybe you like just going for overkill, but you might risk losing some creatures on this, and it's already creatures that have at least one established counter, so this has very narrow uses if you want to do it reliably. Like, it'd have to be all flyers or like all first strikers or something crazy, all death touchers, I don't know, but I think somebody will put this in something. Next up, Shadow's Verdict. It's a 5-cost sorcery in black. Exile all creatures and planeswalkers with converted mana cost 3 or less. Once again, why even throw in planeswalkers at the point? Anyway, from the battlefield and all creatures and planeswalker, cards from converted mana cost 3 or less from all graveyards. I mean, yeah, it's exile, but it's a 5-cost board wipe. I don't know. I think a hyper control deck might run it. Otherwise, I don't think this is quite as good as some people do. Next up, Felidar Retreat. Oh boy, a place just specifically for cats to lounge around in the sun. Zendikar truly is a paradise. Anyway, it's a 4-drop enchantment. It has Landfall, and you choose 1 on land ETB. Create a 2/2 white cat beast creature token. So not lifelink or nothing, just big old 2/2 cat. Or put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. They gain vigilance until end of turn. I'm pretty sure that's like the 10th time we've seen put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Maybe even just in this set, not counting the other cards still legal. So it looks like any white deck is just going to have a line of 10/10s on about turn 5. This counter dumping crap is completely out of control. White is going to absolutely dominate the game after this set comes out, but I don't care. I'm not playing standard anyway. Next up, Sizzling Barrage. It's a 2-cost instant. It deals 4 damage to target creature that blocked this turn. That's annoying. I mean, it's unreliable and narrow, but it's annoying. Next up, it's French. They put a little hat on the A. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. It's Thundering Rebuke. Anyway, it's a 2-cost red sorcery that deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker for 2. Wait a minute. I know that this one's sorcery speed, but the last one was 4 damage for 2 mana at instant speed to target creature that blocked this turn, and this is creature or planeswalker with no requirement. I wonder which one you should play. I mean, I love an ambush as much as somebody else, but if you just blow away the creature, do you really have to care? So next up, we've got Soaring Thought Thief, and it's a blue-black card. Okay, without even reading it, I'm sure this is complete cancer. So let's see. It's a human rogue, flashed, flying, wonderful, 1/3, whatever. As long as the opponent has 8 or more cards in the graveyard, rogues you control get +1/+0, and then whenever 1 or more rogues you control attack, each opponent mills 2 cards. Okay, I actually thought this would be a hand thief card. I mean, it's more mill crap, but who the hell plays black and mill? It's pretty much mono blue at this point. Plus, you'd have to be playing rogues. I think the only point of this is, oh, okay, you get to 8. It's not like you're really trying to mill them out. So, I mean, if you already have 2 rogues in play, you're going to get that boost pretty quick, but it's only +1/+0, and this card kind of sucks otherwise. So, and the flash is useless unless you're going to block a 2 power attacker or something. I don't know. It just doesn't strike me as all that good. Next up, Scion of the Swarm. It's a 5-cost 3/3 vampire cleric with flying, and whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on Scion of the Swarm. Because we needed another Ajani's Pride mate, but flying. I mean, that said, it starts with a -2 penalty, basically. So you have to gain life twice just to get it up to what it should be, and this doesn't gain life by itself. A card that costs 4 or above in a life gain deck that's black-white that doesn't gain life is not very good, and you're investing a lot in a card that within a couple turns they could just blow it away. So I don't think this is all that great. Might be kind of okay in a draft, though. You never know. Next up, Fireblade Charger. It's a 1/1 for 1 Goblin Warrior. Oh, good. As long as it is equipped as haste. So, okay, not impossible to pull off. And then whenever it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. Yeah, that's what we needed. Another exploding creature in red. We already have the Ass Cancer Dragon. Why do you gotta make it worse? So next up, Master of Winds. Ooh, a Sphinx. It's a 1/4 for 4. Sphinx Wizard. Okay, I would assume most kind of are classified that way, but whatever. And it has flying, and when it enters the battlefield, draw 2 cards and discard a card. Nice, because you get an advantage there. Whenever you cast an instant, sorcery, or wizard spell, you may have Master of Winds base power and toughness become 4/1 or 1/4 until end of turn. Okay, that's kind of neat. I still think it's a little weak for 4, but you get that ability. I don't know, it's kind of cool. And next up, we've got Glasspool Mimic with a garbage island on the back, and you may have it enter the battlefield as a copy of a creature you control, except it's a shapeshifter rogue in addition to its other types. So you could copy a wizard and then get a rogue out of it. That's kind of neat. I don't think blue would be my first choice for a multicolored party deck, though. I mean, the wizards seem to just kind of do their own thing, and we just saw the last card that said, wizards do this, and, whenever you cast a wizard spell or whatever. Who knows? Somebody will probably play it. Then we got Tazeem the Undercrypt, which is on the back of Tazeem's Awakening. So this is a swamp that comes in tapped. Unless you pay 3 life, then it can come in untapped, so it's part of that whole card series. So this is triple black and X. I'm starting to think that that's a thing with these two. I think they all cost that. And then return from your graveyard to the battlefield any number of target creature cards that each have a different converted mana cost of X or less. So if X was 4, you'd get 1, I guess 0 if you're running an Ornithopter or whatever, and then 1/1, 1 CMC2, 1 CMC3, 1 CMC4, if you have it, and they all have to be in your graveyard. So this is pretty unreliable and not great. I'm sure somebody will do something degenerate with it, but it'll be pretty specific and glass cannon-y. If that Mythic's worth above $1, it'll be a miracle. Next up, we got Roost of Drakes. It's a 1-cost enchantment with kicker 3, and it enters the battlefield. If it was kicked, create a 2/2 blue Drake creature token with flying, and then whenever you cast a kicked spell, create a 2/2 Drake creature token with flying. I'm already kind of sick of that 2/2 flyer generator in white that's based on gaining life, so now we've got this too, and then I think blue-white flyers might still be a viable deck, maybe? Most people playing it in the 2021 queue get their ass absolutely handed to them, so maybe not, but I mean, who knows? Kicker might put it over. That might be the one that does it. Probably not. Next up, Base Camp. It's an uncommon land. It enters tapped and it generates colorless, so it's pretty much garbage. And then you can tap it and add 1 color of mana to your mana pool. Any color you want. Why don't I just read the words on the damn card? And then spend this mana only to cast a cleric, rogue, warrior, or wizard spell, or activate the ability of a cleric, rogue, warrior, or wizard. So basically, it's a party land. Not surprising that they'd print that. Next up, Ancient Green Warden. Okay, this card is disgusting. I saw this ahead of time. This is just wrong. Another just ban it instantly card. What the hell were they thinking level of card here? So it's a 6-cost creature elemental with reach 5/7. So already you aren't getting past this. And then you may play lands from your graveyard. So I don't even need to tell you what that all screws with. Everyone's all excited about, what is it, Scape Shift or what is that other one? I don't remember. The one thing that said you can play lands from your graveyard. That was cycling out and people were like, good, oh my gosh, can you imagine if that was still legal? Well, here it is. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of lands in your graveyard, and there's all kinds of stupid crap you can do with it. So also, if a land entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, aka Landfall, that ability triggers an additional time. Also, I think the land could refer to itself and have an ETB and it would still go off, although I can't think of any examples. But yeah, you can just sit there and loop Evolving Wilds or Fabled Passage over and over and over and over and over once per turn. So guaranteed landfall once per turn. That's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is all the land graveyard stuffing and the self-mill and the targeted mill to get to reverse double mega threshold. I mean, this is just absolutely terrible. And then doubling landfall effects, that's ridiculous. I mean, this card is way too powerful. I've seen more egregious examples like that bullshit Angel where you just swing once and win the game, but this is pretty OP. Next up, we got Beiying Vale. I don't know where Beiying is. I guess that's the first I've heard of that place on Zendikar. It has a garbage island on the back, and it's a 2-cost instant. Creatures your opponent's control get -2 attack until end of turn. That attack dropping thing as a trick is a pretty good effect. I'd rather have this cost 3 and drop it by 4 just to be safe. I don't think 2's going to do it. And I mean, honestly, they should probably say and choose one of them and it stays, or it doesn't untap during its next untap or something. We need a little bit more than this. I don't like it. Next up, Strength of Solidarity. It's a 1-cost sorcery. Choose target creature you control. Put a 1/1 counter on it for each creature in your party. Ooh, that could be good in a party deck. Holy crap. I mean, that could legitimately be like +4. Even without a party, that's like +2 counters for 1 mana. I mean, you could be running just anything with one thing that vaguely resembles a party thing, and you're good. Yeah, I think this is very underrated. I think they kind of accidentally let this one through playtesting, to be perfectly honest. Next up, Null Priest of Oblivion. It's a 2-1 for 2, rare Vampire Cleric with Kicker 4. It has Menace and Lifelink. That's a fun combo. I love that. Especially when you got like an ambush on top of it and you can take out 2 of them. So when it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with no limit whatsoever. So, okay, 6 cost resurrect ability, but then you also get this out of it. So, I mean, I don't like this. That's basically free casting, in my opinion. They should have said, mana cost 4 or less or something. They really, really, really should have put a cap on this. Open-ended free casting where it just doesn't matter what it is. It isn't color locked. It isn't type locked. That never works. It's always broken. Next up, we got Kargon Warleader. It's a human warrior in the warrior colors, 3/3, and other warriors you control get +1/+1. So just another Lord card. I think we all know how much I hate those. It's what makes a lot of tribals inherently broken. You can have 1 per entire standard cycle, no problem. But and I don't remember what's cycling and what's not, but we already have one that's based on colors, and we already have one that's based on subtype. But you know what? Passive boost, who gives a crap? Why don't you just use one of the 10 different abilities that drops a counter onto every single creature you control in white? How about do that instead? Because like I said, you'll have an army of 10/10s on like turn 5. It's such utter bullshit. Next up, Smite the Monstrous. Ooh, pepper spray him right in the face. Ouch. That's an instant speed 4 cost, and it says destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. So just draft trash. You should not pay 4 mana for a limited destroy thing that doesn't exile. This is complete trash. Next up, Tuk Tuk Rebel Fort. That sounds like an 1800s US president name. Oh yeah, you remember Tuk Tuk Rebel Fort? Anyway, it's a 0/3 for 3 wall with defender and reach, nice, and creatures you control have haste. Okay, so I mean it's an offensive card that's purely a defensive card. It'll be very interesting to see if anybody bothers to play this, because I think Hammer of Perforos was kind of similar, and nobody played that. That was a while ago though. Next up, Relic Vile. It's an artifact. You drop it in for 3, you pay 2, sack a creature, draw a card. And as long as you control a cleric, Relic Vile has whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Oh good, another card for the black-white cleric deck. Great. Next up, Relic Golem. It's a 6/6 for 3, what the hell, but it can't attack or block unless an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard. And then if you pay 2 and tap it, target player mills 2 cards. You gotta be kidding me. This is pretty OP. I mean, it's not like on turn 3 they're going to have 8 sitting there. It's not like on turn 3 you've got, 2 mana to burn on this stupid thing to put all into this. It's almost like a level up mechanic at that point. But, I mean, late game? Damn. Start dropping counters on this or cloning it? I mean, ooh. But late game you probably have access to more mana. So, I don't know. This is still, it kind of screams OP, so we'll see. Next up, Deliberate. It's a 2-cost blue instance, is scry 2, then draw a card. Oh good, because Opt just wasn't making hyper control decks consistent enough. We needed this shit. Thanks, Wizards. Next up, Skyclave Squid. It's a 2-cost 3/2 with Defender, and it has Landfall. Basically, it can attack this turn as though it didn't have Defender. That's kind of neat. I still think it's pathetically weak, but whatever. Next, we got some more weird Portuguese crap, but I'll take a shot at it. What the hell? Is it Densarina Celeste de Nimana? Nimana, I mean. Well, anyway, it's Nimana Celestial Dancer, in case you didn't figure that one out. It's a human rogue. It has flash and flying, 2/1, and when it enters battlefield, target opponent mills 2 cards. So that is pointless, because it doesn't have a Mega Threshold ability. Next up, oh bien, it's Celebrante Core. And that's, of course, Core Celebrant. It's a 1/3 for 3, and it's a Core Cleric, and whenever Core Celebrant or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. Okay, more defensive version of that card, the 2/2 for 2, but I would just play the 2/2 for 2, assuming it doesn't cycle. I totally don't remember. I mean, a 1/4 is a pretty damn defensive card. That's actually, there's something to be said about that, but I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, if you really are going to go creature dump or like token dump, I would maybe play both. Next up, okay, I ain't even going to try that. It's Tazeem Whirlwind Mage. Anyway, it's a Merfolk Wizard with Kicker 4, otherwise it costs 2, so, 6 is a lot, but whatever. It is a full generic kicker. And when it enters battlefield, if it was kicked, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Boy, you better really want that spell back, because, that is 4 more mana. You ain't casting it this turn, I'll tell you that. It's still very powerful effect, but they don't seem to agree, because they made this a common. So I don't really know about this. In the right deck it would work, but whatever. Next up, oh boy, more Portuguese. I can't even say the name of the language. How the hell do you expect me to pronounce this? What the hell? Let's take a shot at it. It's probably Atacante de Quebra Cráneo. It's so blurry I can't even tell if that's an accent above the eye. Anyway, it's Skull Smasher Attacker, so it's a double red 3-cost giant warrior with Kicker 2, Trample, and Haste. Damn. If kicked, it enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter. Damn. And during your end step, if it has no 1/1 counters on it, return it to hand. Okay. That takes it down a peg, so basically you gotta pay 5 to get it to stick, and if you do, it's a 5/4. With Trample and Haste. So, like, early game, I guess you could drop it in, hit him once, and then dodge back to hand? That was actually, like, a real mechanic not too long ago. It was a goblin thing, mostly. I always want to call it Slide, but it wasn't called Slide. I don't remember what it was called. Was it, like, Dash or something? I don't know, whatever. Cue the 10,000 people leaving it in the comment section assuming that nobody else typed it. By the way, occasionally I upload a video and either schedule it or hit publish and then go straight to sleep. So then 8 hours later I wake up and everybody's like, first? And you're like the 115th comment. No, you're not first. You're never first and you're never going to be first. But Des, it looks like my comment is first. I know that. I hold all comments for approval. So everybody thinks they're first. So shut up with the first bullshit. I'm sick of deleting your stupid comment saying first. And all the, it's been 4 hours and there's no comments, that's so weird. Bitch, it's my channel, it's not that weird. That's what I've been doing for like the last 1,000 videos. By the way, speaking of videos, on my gaming channel, Desolator Gaming, which is my second channel, I actually uploaded an actual video that people have actually been requesting. It's actually pretty impressive of a feat to get done. But, well, that's where I store all my cool gaming feats, on that channel. And on my new 4th channel, Emergency Survival Tips, links to both in the description, I just uploaded another cool new video. It's basically the $20 dollar store raid to see what kind of epic survival gear I could get for $20. It's a bunch of interesting things you probably wouldn't think of, actually. And I purposely avoided, like, the really dumb stuff, like, Band-Aids and rubbing alcohol and bottled water. Oh, you might need those in emergency. No, too obvious. I went weirder than that, and those of you who've shopped at the dollar store know that things can get really weird. So check those out. I'm actually pretty close to getting monetized on my new channel. I need, I think, like 200 more subs and like 1,000 more watch hours, and that's it. So it'd be nice if you could help me out with that. But anyway, next up we got Marauding Blight Priest. It's a 3/2 for 3 Vampire Cleric, and whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life, because why not? We needed more ping away effects in Black-White in the Vampire Cleric Tribal. Yeah, great, thanks. Next up, Scattershell Minotaur. What the f***? I seriously cannot read or talk today. What the hell is wrong with me? Shatter Skull Minotaur. Holy shit. So I can barely read this, but it looks like it's a 5/4 for 6. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your party, and it is haste. Wonderful. Next up, we got Nimble Trap Finder. It's a 2/1 for 2 human rogue, and it can't be blocked if you had another cleric, rogue, warrior, or wizard enter the battlefield under control this turn. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you have a full party, creatures you control gain whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card until end of turn. So yeah, you'll just win basically if you can swing away with a full party. Just redraw your whole hand just about. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Too bad the party mechanic will never work. Next up, Thundering Spark Mage. It's a 2/2 for 4, and when it enters the battlefield, it deals X damage to target creature, planeswalker, where X is the number of creatures in your party. It's another dead on arrival card. And next up, we got Verosol La Corriente Dividida. Wait, did I say that correct? It's Dividida. Dividida. Without an accent mark, I don't know how you say that. I think English should have accent marks anyway. This is a 0/0 for 2 plus X Hydra. And, oh no, it's not a Hydra, it's a Serpent, pardon me. That was extremely unexpected. So when it enters the battlefield, put X/1/1 counters on it, like it's, some kind of Hydra or something, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast it. Yeah, we get it. Oh, wait. X counters where X is the amount of mana spent to cast this spell. So you wouldn't just get X, you'd get X plus the 2. That's kind of insane. Then whenever you cast a kick spell, you may remove 2 counters from Verosol, and if you do, you may copy that spell and choose new targets for the copy. Ooh. This thing is insane. I mean, making it 2 smaller is a hell of a penalty. I mean, at a certain point, you just got to swing and win the game with the big creature, but damn. Well, spell copying is kind of like free casting, except you have to have the mana to legitimately cast the first copy, but, you stick an ultimatum in there, you're just going to win, and that's what people are going to do with this, so I kind of don't like this. Otherwise, I do, just in a vacuum, think this card's kind of neat. Next up, we got Trono de Makindi. Otomico Gamer, porque es demasiado difícil. Just take a picture of the entire card, like what the hell? You had one job. So anyway, this is Makindi Throne. You bring it in untapped. You can tap it for colorless. Wonderful. You pay 1, put a charge counter on it after tapping it, and then you can tap it and remove... Why would that have a lowercase r? This is almost like a fake card. I don't get what's going on here. Either that or it's a typo. I don't know. This is really strange. Anyway, remove a charge counter from Makindi Throne. Add 2 mana of any color. Use this mana only to cast kick spells. So a little bit of kicker love there, like that. But no color fixing at all. So, well, except for kick spells, but that's not going to be the only thing in your library. So, I don't know. This is interesting. I still really don't know why that's a lowercase r. Is that like some kind of thing in Spanish that I don't know about or what? Next up, we got Spikey Boy, aka Myriad Construction. It's a 4/4 for 4 with kicker 3, and if it was kicked, it enters with a 1/1 counter on it for each non-basic land your opponents control. Okay. And when Myriad Construct becomes the target of a spell, sacrifice it and create a number of 1/1 colorless construct artifact creature tokens equal to its power. So unlike the last episode of Desk clearly can't just read the damn words on a frickin' card, this one actually does go wide when it dies. I think this is actually pretty overpowered. I mean, it's still, if they're running like mono blue with no fancy lands, it's still a 4/4 for 4. And then if you get all the way to 7, okay, it's going to come in huge, and when it gets blown up, oh my gosh. And it's equal to its power. So I would have had it equal to the number of counters. I think that's ridiculous. So you blow this up one time, which targeting it with literally any spell at all, but not any ability, will blow it up. Then you get attacked by the Munchkin armies. So this is an incredibly annoying card, and you just don't print incredibly annoying useful cards in the colorless slot. But I guess Wizards hasn't figured that one out. So that is it for today. This might be the last spoiler video, but like I said, we're missing 13 cards, and I don't know why. So might continue to tomorrow. Who knows? I'm gonna go hopefully get some sleep after editing like 4 frickin' videos today and filming them and shopping for the videos, and geez, today sucked. Thanks for watching, check out my other channels, and I'll see you guys next video.